Hello everybody, the Nibsan here, and I'm back for yet another video review. And today, continuing with my Transformers Prime Robots in Disguise Cliffjumper review, I have obviously Voyager Megatron, and he's very nice. I do like this vehicle mode a lot. It's not as good as it doesn't look as good as it does in pictures, but it's still very nice. Better than I initially thought it would be. Then I saw the pictures and I thought, wow, that actually looks really good. And then I transformed him in hand, and he's like, he's okay. But if you look at him from the front or certain angles, he looks very menacing. Obviously, it's not realistic. It's Cybertronian. He obviously didn't scan a vehicle mode, even though it says in the cartoon that you had to scan a vehicle mode to actually transform on Earth or something, I don't know. But here he is. First off, you can see the head. I don't mind, it's part of the design, it's meant to be there. On the box, it shows the head, clearly the head being exactly there, so I guess that's fine. Or just the art may have been an excuse because they didn't know where to hide it, but it's the same. It's also the same with the deluxe version, so I guess they're just keeping continuity. But it's very nice. And there are some reports of him feeling cheap, and I can see where they're coming from, because some of the plastic feels a bit cheap. However, it's probably because it's mostly hollow. I mean, the legs, the inside here, and the wing struts, they're very hollow, so that might be one of the reasons why. He's got a very nice Decepticon logo here, obviously not afraid to show his true nature, I guess. I do like the way the front transforms, it's actually really cool. I don't know why, there's just something about it. And obviously he's got this giant gun, which basically you just push, and then blades swing forward, and there's a light which lights up. I'm not a big fan of the light, it seems a bit bad and pointless, but I think it's the first time we're seeing lights on a Voyager class or Powerizers scale. He has a gauntlet. I'll get more into that in robot mode, I mean, but you can just take it off if you just prefer the gun. And you can also take the gun off if you don't even like the gun. So it's just like this. So he looks much sleeker like this. The gun's a bit big for the vehicle mode, but then it kind of exposes the back, which is the big problem what I have with this vehicle mode, is that the back is very exposed. You can see the hands, the feet are a bit obvious, and the arms are also a bit obvious. So quick size comparison, here's with the Ice Cream Twins. So you can just see how big he is. He's actually much bigger than I expected, even though nowadays they're kind of shrinking size classes. So so let's get him transformed into his robot mode. And here we have Voyager Megatron in his robot mode, and this is him with nothing on, or without any of his accessories. So here he is. He's very nice. At first, from initial pictures, I didn't actually like him, because most pictures showed him just from the front. On these shoulder pads, there's just something about them which I don't like. From looking in from the front, it makes his arms look a bit squashed together towards his body, and makes his sort of around here, just above his arm, but not his shoulder, just between there. It kind of makes it look a bit short and a bit skinny. So that was something which I didn't actually like until I got him in hand, and I really don't mind. From pictures and maybe in this video, I don't know, he looks very dodgy and ill-proportioned. However, when you get him in hand, all that just goes away. He's very nice, he's fun, he looks menacing, he's extremely show accurate, bar these wings on the back, but I'll get onto that later. It just makes him look very nice, and it's probably the best representation of Megatron we've had since, in my opinion, the animated leader class, which was released 2 or 3 years ago. So here's two accessories. We have the arm gauntlet, which is kind of like a massive knuckle duster, and his signature fusion cannon slash blade, which he had in the show. This is kind of like MechTech, but even better than MechTech. Well, they've like super upgraded MechTech. So basically, it plugs in either arm. In the show, it was his right arm that he used. So there we have his arm cannon on, and then to attach the gauntlet, you put this line here, into his hand, so he's like holding it, and then you just peg it in, so it sits there nice and tightly. There'll pretty much be no chance of it falling off unless you like knock it down, if it falls off the shelf or something. But primarily his MechTech gun is the main gimmick. It's got a try me button on the box. Basically, you just push down the top, and the blade flips down, and there's a light that comes up, which lights up. It's kind of ugly here, just this thing, I just don't really like it at all. It looks out of place. It's even got the battery symbols, sorry. Got positive, negative, and the screw is kind of just a bit bad. So, but the light is also pretty bad. It's weak. It feels just a bit unnecessary. It's kind of gimmicky. I'll just give you a quick comparison of what it looks like. Not really comparison of what it looks like when lights are off. So there, and if I can just find it, oops. That's the light. So it doesn't. I think it's meant to light up the blade, but you can hardly see the blade at all. I mean, you can barely see it. So that was kind of just turn on the lights. Kind of a bit of a fail on Hasbro's part. So. And the blades, they don't fold all the way back up. I'm not sure if it's meant to be like that or what, but it kind of sticks out, which is a bit annoying, but I can really get used to that. Size comparison with Cliff Jumper from Robots in Disguise, Prime Robots in Disguise, and if you don't have Cliff Jumper, here is the generic Seeker mold. Move it across a bit. So there you can see he's about average Voyager size. He's in scale with the first edition Prime from Pictures anyways. So he's a nice size. He fits well with the other Decepticons. Starscream's about up to here. So that's Megatron. Now the only problem I actually have are these back wings, which don't even bother me at all. That's like minor problem. I think the wings actually make him look better. He doesn't have them on the show, but just the way they stick up, I know it kind of adds something more menacing to him, and gives him wings or something, and it kind of makes him more imposing and just a bit more ominous. So that's something I like. Also, people have been complaining about the dark, dull grey plastic and the beigey brown that they've used on the hands and the gauntlet, and that really doesn't bother me. The purple that they used inside the chest, on the forearms, and just around his head really break up the grey and makes it look much nicer, and kind of makes the colours a bit better to me. In the show, he takes in a lot of dark energy on, so, and his chest glows purple, which it does. It's translucent purple, and that might be one of the reasons why he feels so cheap. He's got, basically, this is just clear plastic, and clear plastic is very, very brittle, and not to mention it's clear, hollow plastic. It's just hollow all the way inside the chest as well, which kind of might be bad, might make him prone to breaking, but I don't know. I've only had him for a few days now, and well, we'll just have to see in a few years then. So that's it. overall, in vehicle mode, I give Megatron a 9 out of 10, and in robot mode, 10 out of 10. His articulation is great. He's got shoulder articulation, he's got a ball-jointed shoulder, rotates at the forearm, jointed elbow. He's got a bit of hand articulation just from the transformation. His head swings around. It is kind of blocked by this, by just the plastic around his head, but that doesn't really bother me. He's got ball-jointed legs, hinge at the knee, and his feet are articulated. The only problem I have with the articulation, besides the head, is the lack of waist articulation. I'd really like it if they had waist articulation added to him, but that's fine. I don't mind it at all. I'm not really going to use waist articulation too much, so overall, Megatron, he gets a 19 out of 20 for me, which is a very, very solid, highly recommended. So thank you for watching, everybody. Hope you have a good day. Please rate, comment, and subscribe.